Building a complete physique will almost always require some isolation work. Hey everybody, I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And again, this is one of those cases where it is possible for people to take good ideas and to take them to the extreme to where they are harmful to your results. And that is the idea that big, heavy compound movements are the most efficient way to build our base. Okay? And I think anyone who understands the basics of training absolutely gets that, right? Pull-ups, chin-ups, bench presses, squats, deadlifts, rows, leg presses, okay? All of these movements, these are the exercises that are gonna put 90% of your size on, okay? 90% of the muscle that you gain is gonna be on these exercises. They're efficient base builders. All of them work multiple muscles. They're easy to progressive overload. And I think people do need to remember those two facts, okay? Progressive overload, the ability to progress regularly with putting more weight on the bar, or at least do more reps with the same weight. That is a critical point. Trainability of lifts is a critical point for gaining muscle over time. Also, when you factor in how many individual muscles we are usually trying to build, taking big movements that work multiple muscles, right? That work 2 or 3 or more muscles from a single exercise is going to build most of our size. It's very efficient. In other words, even if you're trying to build your legs, trying to isolate your quads, your adductors, your glutes, all that stuff separately, when you could just do squats and leg presses, okay? You could just do squats and leg presses. Work all those major muscles. There'll even be some carryover to your calves and other stuff. Same thing, deadlifts or other hip hinges. It could be good mornings, it could be RDLs. But look at all the muscles involved, okay? That's a lot of muscles. We get over to pull-ups, rows. You're working back, rear delts, traps, biceps, grip, all of that stuff, right? This is really good stuff. It's really good stuff. And the problem is that people say, oh, well, if that's the case, since it's working all of that, it's a complete waste of time to do any isolation work, okay? Except for the problem. Oftentimes, certain muscles in there fail sooner than others. In other words, yes, bench press works the triceps. Bench press works pecs, bench press works the front delts. Absolutely. However, is the bench press always going to reach limit sets for your triceps? Maybe not. Does it count? In other words, if your triceps are capable of doing 3 or 4 more reps when you're grinding the last rep on a bench press, they did get some stimulus, right? But set for set, maybe they didn't get maximum stimulus, okay? Furthermore, we can make the case that the long head of the tricep doesn't get hit as hard. So this is where understanding the isolation work. And I want to be clear. Even all the data, all the biomechanics, everything shows the bench press will grow triceps. That should not be in question. That has been objectively proven in a lab. In fact, the lateral head of the tricep tends to grow a little faster from the bench press than it does from most extensions. So people say, well and good. Well, then why are we doing extensions? Because studies that have looked at it find that the long head grows more from extensions than it does from the bench press. All right, this is an important point. Which head of the tricep is bigger? The long head. The long head. Now, is that to say the bench pressing isn't contributing? No, it's definitely contributing. Again, there's no question about this. But the whole tricep may not be getting maximum stimulus. We're leaving a lot in the tank, right? And if you're someone like me, arm development's a problem. I did so many years of big, heavy compounds and strength training that, it's been taking time to work on my arms. All right. Same thing, we can talk about biceps and pull-ups, or even chin-ups. Now, chin-ups probably a better example. Absolutely works the biceps. But don't we need some curls? If you really want big biceps, you really need some curls. Particularly, you're going to need some curls to get that bicep into a little more of a lengthened position. Because, look, as much as I like overhead work, and I think pull-ups and chin-ups are phenomenal exercises. And people say, well, it does stretch the bicep. But it stretches the bicep, but it keeps it in a bit of a more shortened position, doesn't it? Because the arms are up over your head. Are we getting the most possible stretch in that lengthened position? When we know that lengthened positions are important for muscle growth. They're very, very important for muscle growth. Might be a good idea to do a preacher curl. Like you saw me doing their preacher curls. It's a good idea. Saw me doing some laterals in here. Look, I like overhead pressing. I like upright rows. Do they work the lateral head as much as possible? Are you getting every available muscle fiber in that side head of the delt? And which one really stands out? Okay? That side delt's the one that gives you that widest shoulder look, gives you that round capped look. If you're chasing a complete physique, you really need that round side delt to come up. You're not getting that to the same degree fully developed from these other exercises. Okay? And same thing with the rear delts. I'm so lat dominant on pull-ups and chin-ups and rows that my rear delts tend to lag a little. I think we can see it here. It's one reason I'm having to isolate them there. Okay? If you're chasing a complete physique, and that's some areas I personally lack, right? We can see it. My rear delts, long head of my tricep. As I get leaner here, I'll get leaner from where you guys are seeing in this clip I'm cutting now. I would look a lot better if those areas were bigger. If I put another inch on to those two areas while losing body fat, or, certain point in there, I'd look a lot better. Okay. Same thing, calf work. Squats, leg press, they all work calves. That's actually pretty well understood. Does it maximize calf development? Probably not. Probably not. Doing some calf raises, it's a good idea. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.